Well, as communication professionals, we want to, of course, be taken seriously and to have the leaders and executives in our businesses and companies know that the work we do is valuable. We also want to make sure the work we do is valuable. So the way to do that is to really measure. And so to have a goal in mind, to know where you're starting and make sure that you get there and actually be able to demonstrate it with data. The truth is that excellence in communication leads to business results. We know that. It's established. And the good news is that there's lots of data out there to establish that. What's difficult to do is to show that your communication project is going to directly lead to financial results. We just know in the aggregate, in the big picture, that it does. So what you can measure, what we need to measure in terms of communication projects is the effectiveness of the project. So I gave a few examples of that in the presentation, and I think in some cases you can really make the direct link if you're talking about team members understanding the strategy. You can really say clearly if they understand the strategy and it's a solid strategy, it's going to make a difference to the bottom line. It's almost, it goes without saying. You know, a lot of people refer to communication professionals as communicators because in the past we were communicators. We would create communications and get the communications out. That's no longer our sole role anymore. We still do writing, there's no question, but it's not just about the newsletter, it's not just about getting the memo out or the message from the leadership team. It's also about enabling employees to communicate with each other, to communicate back up to leadership, and to have access to the information that they need to do their job on a daily basis. And when we look at the role more broadly like this, it's really critical that we do. We can play a bigger role. We can have a bigger impact on the success of the business versus our historic role, which is much more of an assistant, that's right, like support, like, oh, I'll take notes during the meeting and write an article on it, or you tell me what you want to communicate and I'll communicate it. Instead, we're coming up with strategy around what we need to do internally, organizationally, to communicate effectively. I help a lot of communication professionals move from a more tactical approach of communication to more strategic. Being strategic and understanding the bigger picture of communication is the number one skill. So understanding all of the elements of our profession is critical. But then also understanding the new and very important role of collaborative communication, using technology tools to collaborate and to communicate in a way that we never could do before. And that's the really using the social media tools inside of organizations. So I recommend to communication professionals that we are all very active out there in the world of new media, that we know what it is, we understand how it's happening, and we keep up on what's going on in the profession by reading the professional publications. You know, there's the International Association of Business Communicators, and they have a lot of information on their website, and there's a monthly publication. So that's, you really need to stay relevant and up to date. Well, let me first say to you that I think there are innovative companies and innovative communication people all over the world.
That's
including,
true.
I heard some ideas here in Poland that I've never heard that I'm going to take back and use. So let me tell you that. Certainly, the characteristics of the Silicon Valley technology companies is that things change very quickly. Unlike some of the older, more traditional companies where things are not changing as quickly. So what we really can learn from that type of an environment in Silicon Valley is to stay on your toes and always be looking for better ways and new ways to approach problems and look at things. They're also excellent at using the new technologies, the new technology tools in our profession.